Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mind the Moment Thursdays, brought to you by Tufts Health Plan and Point 32. My name is Zeenat Potia, and I'll change my name in the panelist view so you can see it written out, which is always helpful. Okay. And I'm really delighted to be with you today. I'm subbing in for Tara Healy and looking forward to sharing some space and practicing mindfulness together. So first and foremost, I just want to welcome everybody warmly. And I'm curious if there's anybody here who is joining us for the very first time. Good to see you too, Heather. Hi, Julia. Lovely to see you. So anybody who is the very first time. Okay. And I asked that just so we could warmly include you in this circle. And so we'll begin with a little opening practice. I'll have a little community check-in, and then we'll do a longer guided meditation followed by some time for questions or reflections as we close it out. So let's begin. I'll offer an opening bell. Let's begin by arriving and landing. So whatever that means to you, honoring this mind, body, and heart system that's here right now. And however it is. And a reminder that our practice is not attempting to get somewhere or go somewhere or create a particular state. So much of our energy can get caught in those endeavors. Whereas if we can shift to a practice being just to be here, to almost as if we're opening our eyes to this present moment, and then the next one, and then the next one. So we don't have to do much in terms of efforting. Our everyday lives are already quite full with a lot of doing and efforting. And so in our mindfulness, in our meditation practice, in this practice of awareness, the invitation is to do less, if nothing at all. Is to notice what you notice. And I should say it really helps the noticing process if we can relax, if we can invite the body and the heart mind to soften and to relax. So suffusing this being with ease, with relaxation, with softening right now. If that's all you did in this session, would be a wonderful practice. With intention, with kindness to soften. And just a couple of minutes or so together in quiet as we arrive. Okay, here comes the bell. Opening and receiving sound. Okay, thank you for your practice. Once again, my name is Zeenat, and what I'd like to offer today is a reading, excuse me, a reading, and then we'll do some guided practice and kind of see how the reading, maybe if it calls to you or you feel like you want to explore it in the practice, you can play with that. And it's really around, this teaching is around equanimity and steadiness in the midst of the storms that we might face in our lives, and how a consistent mindfulness meditation practice actually lays the seeds, the conditions for equanimity to arise. For me personally, it's really been the bedrock of my practice to kind of see and then the immense transformation and blessing of equanimity. So this is from Thich Nhat Hanh, who was a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist teacher, very beloved, and some of you may be familiar. He was lovingly known as Thay's teachings. And he passed a couple of years ago, wrote over 100 books. A lot of his teaching happened outside of Vietnam, in France, and in the West. And so somebody who really lived through some pretty traumatic events in his own life and in the lives of his community. So it's from this book called Being Peace, Talks to Peace Workers and Meditation Students. Excuse me. And so this is where we come in, right? Students of meditation. So as you listen, see if you can stay connected to your own breathing, your own heaviness of the body in your seat, maybe the eyelids, just very, very soft, receiving sound, receiving the words, and aware of this being. Okay? Many of us worry about the world situation. We feel that we are on the edge of time. As individuals, we feel helpless, despairing. The situation is so dangerous. Injustice is so widespread. The danger is so close. In this kind of situation, if we panic, things will become worse. We need to remain calm, to see clearly. Meditation is to be aware and to try to help. I like to use the example of a small boat crossing the Gulf of Siam. In Vietnam, there are many people called boat people who leave the country in small boats. Often the boats are caught in rough seas or storms. The people may panic and boats can sink. But even if one person aboard can remain calm, lucid, knowing what to do and what not to do, he or she or they can help the boat survive. His or her or their expression, face, voice, communicates clarity and calmness, and people have trust in that person. They will listen to what he or she or they say. One such person can save the lives of many. We need people like that in order to save us. It is said that you are that person, that each of you is that person. So this is the invitation to cultivate steadiness. I find calm is a beautiful product of meditation, but sometimes when there's a lot of agitation or fear or worry, it can feel like a very big ask. And somehow steadiness or groundedness or just touching the solidity of the earth can be a possibility, can be a doorway or an opening to that sense of equanimity, which is, just to be clear, the near enemy of equanimity is indifference. It's not a fake, oh, it's all going to be okay. Equanimity is the ability to be close with whatever is happening, to be intimate with, whether it's a storm or a day on the beach, and have the same sense of balance, of steadiness. So that's what we're cultivating when we sit and close our eyes and practice. There is the familiar itch, or there might be a repetitive thought loop, or maybe it's an anxious thought. We could get up and go check our phone, but in the act of sitting with, we're cultivating the ability to be with whatever arises with steadiness. So let's practice together. So once again, finding a comfortable posture and coming into stillness and quiet, both inner quiet and outer quiet. Eyes can be open or closed, and please, whatever is possible for you. This is your practice, your own choice, your own agency. So once again, relaxing the body. Softening jaw, the eyelids, the shoulders, especially the belly. Let it be really soft. Relaxing the forehead, and by forehead I also mean just the heart mind, the heart, the chest area, and feeling the connection with the earth at your seat, where your feet are. We can allow ourselves to be held by the steadiness of the earth. And now recognizing awareness, this capacity to notice what you notice. What is being known? This is recognizing awareness. What is being known right now? Again, the content doesn't matter, and we're really not trying to change or fix. What is being known? Are sounds being known? Are sensations being known? Images, words, colors, thoughts, emotions? Allowing what is being known. And it shifts moment to moment. You might notice that it shifts. What awareness sees, what awareness notices. Stuff is coming and going. It has movement, and so awareness receives. It's a receptive awareness. And then when you remember occasionally when you remember, notice the attitude of the mind. The attitude of the mind. How are you relating to what is being known? What is the relationship? Is it aversion? Is it I want more of this? I want to get rid of this? Or is it boredom? Noticing, checking the attitude. So it's a 4-step process, if you like. steps where you like to be technical. So anytime you feel like you've drifted off, you're lost, it's not a problem. There's no wrong way to meditate. It's just relaxing, recognizing awareness. In that moment of being lost, you can recognize, lost. Notice the attitude. So we practice in this way for a little bit. awareness. What is being known? Just another minute or so. And if possible, savoring the quiet and the stillness. It's a gift in this busy, noisy world. It is said that practice is a noble act. I would add courage, kindness, and generosity toward this being and toward everything we encounter. A radical act to come into stillness and right relationship with whatever is arising. Here comes the bell. Okay, taking your time as you open the eyes and returning back to being in community. Please feel free to stretch or move the body in any way that is supportive for you. So I'd love to, I realized that we did not do a check-in, and that really is my favorite part. I have many favorite parts, but that is one of them because I feel that's when we get to connect. So the prompt is very simple. It's just to do a check-in, an inner weather check-in of anything that's on your mind and heart that you feel comfortable sharing. So just put it in the chat. It's a way that we can touch into one another's humanity and just be real with one another. And what's most alive? What's most present here for you in this moment? And then we get to be witnessed and held in community. And I'm happy to start. So please feel free to put in the chat. I'm dealing with some mysterious illness. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it today, but it's just extreme pain, joint pain and pounding headache, which started yesterday. And this morning I was talking with John Roberts. I wasn't sure that I could lead the practice, but something in me somehow, when it comes to doing this, I get a magical burst of energy. And so I'm really glad that I was able to share the space with you. But currently, massive pounding headache is what's alive for me. So I'm curious to know how everybody else is doing. Please do share and make sure it goes to everyone so we can all see. And again, just to check in, how are you right now? Yeah. So sending you lots of love, Riz. Yeah, and thank you for being honest. It really helps when we can share our heart openly. And maybe you already know this, but I find that sharing is an act of generosity because it gives others permission to also share. You know, how are you? How are things? How is the body? How is the mind? How is the heart? Thank you. Thank you, Riz. You all may have already heard this before, but I really loved when recently Joseph Goldstein, who was one of my teachers, was talking about how in the teachings, it's like if you do this, it leads to that. There are consequences. And so very beautiful that the consequence of generosity is abundance. Isn't that wonderful? And we may not be able to point it out in any sort of direct corollary, but to have that trust that if one is generous, you're not going to have less. That generosity leads to abundance. One example is, when you're generous, it feels good. It feels good in the system. It's happiness producing. That is a form of abundance. So I see Ashley feeling hopeful. Yes, taking a social media detox and focusing on my mental well-being. I love that for you. I love that for you. Kelly, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And Heather is appreciating the topic of equanimity, sitting with things that are not great and knowing that you have the ability, yes, you have the capacity to stay calm and remain present. Sometimes we just need the reminder because it's easy to forget. A lot of mindfulness is just remembering. You know what to do. We all know what to do. And we forget. And so we remember. And there is opportunity for patience, for gentleness in that forgetting and remembering. Struggling today, Teresa, trying to keep awareness. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I feel that. Enjoying this beautiful morning before it gets too warm. Yeah, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. So savoring what we can, being with the discomfort if there's discomfort, knowing that we can reach for support, tired mentally and physically, needing a quiet day to recover from 6 days away from home, being social. I hope, Colleen, you can find some quiet time today, even just a few moments to have a little cool drink or savor some time just to be with yourself. And it can be very, I'm looking for a word with R, replenishing. I hope it's a replenishing day for you. Okay, everyone. Time to say until we see each other again. So thank you so much for the practice and be well. And remember, just remember awareness. It's already here. We're just opening to it and we're recognizing it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I might be going to the doctor. Okay, bye. See you.